Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am scrapbooking with the best of 30 days of sketches. I have a couple of photos, some paper, and some embellishments I've already pulled out. So let's see what I can do. Alright guys, so I'm starting out with this striped paper from Pink Paisley. And on the back it's got these great stars. Now I've had 2 sheets of this in my stash for a long time. Because I love the paper so much. I just love the look of kind of like the grayiness up to the blue. It's just, I don't know what it is, I just like this paper. So what I'm going to do is put it on top of a close to my heart paper. And then I'm going to introduce some pink because, you know, pink and teal. I know that people are like, I'm so over pink and teal. But you know what, guys? The colors work together, so I'm going to use them. I do leave my photos in 4x6 format. So this is a photo of me in my mask at Hollywood Studios, and then this is the traffic light thing at Hollywood Studios as well. So because I want to leave these photos in 4x6 format, I'm not going to be able to pile them on top of each other like it is in the sketch. So I'm going to do one of my favorite things to do with photos, and that's to have 2 photos together at a slightly off kilter layered over on top of each other. It's something that I just enjoy and have been enjoying for a long time. So I'm just going to keep doing it until I stop enjoying it, right? Like that's what we should be doing with our scrapbooking. Keep doing it. When you're kind of over it or you're kind of not enjoying it anymore, do something else. Like, that's the best way to go. I am going to pull out my flowers, and if I ever get my room tour filmed, you guys will see these cases probably in a little bit more detail. Every time I'm going to do a room tour, what happens is Christopher ends up staying home from work and is working in the room. His computer and setup is over across from me, and then when I finally had time to do it and he wasn't here, I got sick. So I'm getting over it. So hopefully soon, right? Hopefully soon. So I pull out these flowers and I'm going to put them across the bottom here instead of hearts like it is in the sketch. So I'm just putting a line of ATG and I'm putting the flowers down. Now, what I should have done was put the line of ATG down and worked the flowers from both the left and the right and met in the middle. Because what happens is I didn't space them out very well and it ended up being kind of jumbled down here. So I had to pull up all the flowers to where I could move them around. So it didn't look so jumbled and it didn't look like an afterthought over on this side because it was kind of looking funky. And you know, sometimes I'm okay with funky, and for this layout I didn't really want to have funky. So I could see where I had a bigger kind of gap with my flowers, so now I'm just pulling them all over. And these are paper flowers, so they do kind of rip and leave a residue, but I'm working with it, guys. I'm just working with it. So I go ahead and finally get the flowers done, and then I'm going to leave a couple of flowers out because I figure I need to add something else to my page. And of course, I have got my grape Gatorade Zero in the upper left-hand corner because I'm trying to stay hydrated and not dehydrated, right? Like, that's the opposite of hydrated. So I'm going to use some Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, and I pop that down in the center of all the flowers, and then I have these faceted jewel things, and they're going to go down in the center of all these flowers. Now, I'm not worried about the glue that's seeping out because the Nouveau Deluxe dries clear and it also dries matte. So it's got a great finish to it. So I'm not worried about that, you guys, at all. Now as I'm doing this, I'm thinking, okay, pretty much the layout's done, right? Like the photos are matted, they're just not on the layout. I need a title and a little bit of an embellishment, and I've met the requirements of the sketch. So I'm going to think about what I can do to kind of, make this a little bit more fun. And I'm going to overlap these two photos together. Normally, I wouldn't overlap a person photo. I'd put the person photo on the front, on the top, but honestly, we've seen my selfie in a mask multiple times, and I would rather have the actual Hollywood Studios stuff being the one that has all of the photographs showing. So I'm trying to figure out what the heck I'm going to do with these film strips, because I wasn't exactly sure. And then I decided that I was just going to go ahead and layer my title over top of it. So I'm going over to my thickers and I'm thinking, you know what? I need something with a little bit of pop, a little bit of pizzazz. I need that little extra oomph on this layout because it is feeling very muted and almost a little blah, right? Like that little teeny bit of pink is really keeping the layout from feeling a little bit depressive. And that's kind of sad because this is a Disney layout and Disney layouts should not make you feel depressed. So anyway, I grabbed these gold letter thickers and I'm going to spell out Studios across the bottom here. And then I've got to find a letter sticker to spell out Hollywood. Now, I have done multiple layouts where I am talking about Hollywood Studios and it's still MGM to me. But in all reality, the place is called Hollywood Studios now, so I need to document that too. I've definitely documented my, what I call it, like I still call it MGM, but I also need to document what it actually is, just because I feel like I have that need. The same with Downtown Disney. So Downtown Disney in Florida is not Downtown Disney anymore, it's Disney Springs. But we still call it Downtown Disney. And that's just the way it is. But I will have layouts where it's called Disney Springs because that's the real name. Excuse me. So I'm taking these mini markets from October Afternoon and I'm spelling out Hollywood over top of Studios. So now I've got kind of this title cluster going on right here. And I was trying out that flower to see if I really wanted it there. And sure enough, putting the title over top of the film strips, I really felt like the flower should go there. So I'm going to add that and then, of course, drop some glue and then put the little faceted gem jewelry thing on there as well. So, like I said, this layout was feeling a little bit depressive. And I've got the sparkly gold. I've got the green. It's got a little touch of lime in that Hollywood word, so I'm thinking I need to add a little bit more up here to the photos. So the photos are matted in this pink, which gives it a little bit of a pop, like more of a woo, something's going on, instead of all of this mutedness. But I felt like I needed a little bit more. So in the sketch, there's some embellishment over on the upper right hand side. I decided that I was not going to mess with the upper right hand side. Just because I like the balance of the layout as it is. But what I was going to do was add a little bit over here to the upper left-hand side where I put that floral piece down. So it's just a matter of me trying to figure out what I want it to do. This little torn notebook edge, I end up layering up here as well. And this is giving me just that little pop of color. So it's a blue that's a little bit off of what the blue is underneath. And then it also has that, that green. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Then I still felt like something needed to be on the other side of the photos as well. So I did a ticket and admit one ticket because I figured Hollywood Studios ticket, it all works. I was going to try to bring in something else, but ultimately I decided I liked where the layout was. I didn't feel, it's still very muted, but I don't feel depressed anymore looking at the layout. So that is where I'm going to call this one done. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thanks for sticking with me as I'm working through this sinus infection and ear infection. And I will see you guys again real soon for another video.